welcome back to part 3 of these Onigiri adventures and reminiscing. I've noticed that the game sounds actually super loud, even though I have everything set to like minimum. Try that. So, I don't remember where we left off, but I guess that's some of the fun in exploring. You just get lost in the game. I guess maybe so lost in your memories. Okay. Here we go. This island. So, I remember this island didn't have too much relevance. I think you got some weapon recipes or some other. It was part of the story briefly. But, people didn't spend too much time on this island. So, what people did do was they farmed this island for... Oops, I already forgot how to play. They farmed this island for money. And you could do this dungeon over and over and over again just for the money. This became the new hotspot after Hermit Crab Grotto. I don't think the difficulty mattered. But let's go ahead and I'll show you if I remember how to open the secret room. The secret room was right here. Open it up. Right here. You would have to kill a certain number of things, but okay, let's see. I think you go up to here, but you don't open that door. Ooh, okay. So if you saw that little flash of light, it drops a little box called a lucky box. So sometimes when you kill an enemy, it'll drop Magatama or other rare items, or sometimes it'll drop one of these boxes and they award you skill boxes. And these skill boxes are what you use to customize your weapons. So whenever you identify a weapon, it'll come with 3 random skills. We're ignoring these Ogi because those are different. And you can change these skills using skill cards, depending on what skill card you get. However, the skill is random, and the slot it'll go over is random. So, you don't always get what you want, I guess. Okay, that door didn't open. Do I have to open this door? Okay. It was that door. And then you can, if you go any further, this door will close. So, you just kill this guy. And bada bing, bada boom, that's it. You unlock these 4 treasure chests, and inside is a bunch of money. Money. As you can see, 100,000, 100,000, 100,000. You could even get 1,000,000 Rio. So you get money really quickly. I mean, this is what people farmed for max money to hit the cap, and then you could have like a savings account. That's really all it was. That's all this dungeon was. It was just to farm money, and that's it. I'm fairly certain that people farmed one of these caves. Might have been this one for a certain recipe. But other than that, this island itself was more or less useless. In fact, I'm so certain that we're just gonna get out of here and check out the next area. Boop. Okay, so what is next? We're somewhere. Tanegashima? Dang, I actually already forgot where we were. Ichigo. I used to remember all of these places, but you know, after a couple years of not playing the game because there was literally nothing to do, you forget these things. Okay, given the music, I think yes, we were Tanegashima. So we are going to head back to Kusatsu, I believe. Nope, Oshu Highway. Okay. So this was another hard cap in content. There were really powerful Magatama that were being released around this time. but the problem was it was for only one class. I believe it was sword. And later on, when we would get content a full year later, would we get the Magatama for other classes. It was a really rare Magatama that was over here. We'll check that out later in these dungeons. However, this dungeon right here was one of the next big solo dungeons where you would grind experience. You would do this dungeon over and over and over again. I believe there was a cheese tactic to it. Go ahead and repair my weapons, just cause I don't need to, but okay, cool. So here you might see me put in a little bit more effort. In fact, I'm gonna swap my partner out because I think Ibis is a little too low. Tristan's pretty fun. I'm gonna use Tristan for this one. I don't want to use a mount. You can see I'm still technically under leveled, but that doesn't matter. Here we go. So this dungeon was used to grind experience, not necessarily the Magatama item I was talking about. I'll show you that later. Was this dungeon hard? No. I think in terms of like difficulty, when it comes to how difficult a dungeon was in terms of like doing solo, in terms of like when that dungeon was relevant to your gear, I want to say that like the sewers was difficult because a lot of the mobs one shot. Yeah, I think that's fair to say. And to preserve durability, I'm going to go ahead and switch to Tristan now. On my magical broom. Oh. I see. I didn't even know that was a thing. Take this! That did a lot of damage. Give myself some buffs. And splash away. Look at that animation. Quality. Alright, here we go. I remember in this dungeon you could which one is it? Oh, this one. You can actually ignore the mobs that spawn over there. Like, you could go down that route just to get some extra experience points, but for efficiency's sake. Oh yeah, we like our buffs, boys. Okay, so I forgot that that's how that worked. And by that I mean like it would track a dead body. So maybe not the best move. That one only hit because it like circled around my body and he just happened to get hit. I think the boss is a Nue. So there was actually a little cheese that you could do. This isn't the boss. We're not there yet. There's a little cheese that you can do at the boss. If I remember how to do it, I'll show you what you would do in this dungeon. It was for people that couldn't clear. What people would do is, if they couldn't get like a carry, they would get their friends, and you could cheese the last boss in this dungeon and sort of grind until you had enough experience to where you could comfortably do the boss. You really needed like a ranged class to do the cheese. Luckily, since I used sort of like a hybrid class, it wasn't like terribly difficult for me to do. Of course, my damage in comparison to someone that purely used, you know, that class, said class, was not as efficient, but it got the job done, and with friends, or, you know, other random people that also could do damage from afar, it helped. And of course, you know, you could always act as like a cleric and giving your team some extra SP. Just breezing through the dungeon. I guess I can use that as a tactic, just sort of shotgun it, not really aim. Or I guess aim for someone else. This definitely won't hit, but he's just in the way, so I can still hit him with that move. Oh, I see, a Magatama dropped. Magatama appear like in this color. They kind of look like that. That thing is, I believe, for cooldown reduction. It's not that good, but if you want to like grind skills, or with twin swords, you could spam like a certain lunging skill that that gave you faster movement. You could do that. Okay, so the cheese was, I don't remember if it was this one or this one, but you just roll, and you were able to just get, or you would phase through the wall essentially. But I don't remember how. I doubt they would patch that. I mean, this game. I'm gonna give it a couple of tries. If it doesn't work, then oh well. I remember when I first tried doing this dungeon. I was so used to being able to do it, I could do it in one go. Alright, I'm over it. Anyway, you would just phase through that wall, and you would appear like right over here, behind this wall. And you could, well, you wouldn't appear, you would just walk over to that like wall over there, and you could just cheese the boss that way. But I am strong enough to just go to town on him. Just spam skills. That was my bow damage, it wasn't even like my twin sword damage, so easy peasy. And that was a dungeon. Get a million experience, you would pop experience charms if you needed to. Get a ton of experience and just grind this all day. And I mean all day, because like there was no other content to do besides grinding for the really rare Magatama material over in these dungeons. Were they Magatama? It might have been weapon material. I don't remember. But there were 4 dungeons over here, and each dungeon dropped a particular item you would need. I believe the most common one was Mine of Delusions. It was the fastest and easiest to do. These ones took a lot more. I'm going to go ahead and do Mine of Delusions, because I believe that was the most common one. Because it dropped the most material that people would use. And the boss, I think you need Dark for the boss. I don't remember. Do I stick with Tristan? I'm going to switch to Miyamoto. This is the most broken character, also their first partner released, and you'll see why. She has the most movement, the most damage, and cute as a button. Okay, I've already received a Magatama. I don't remember what I can't even pick it up. My inventory is full. One of two ways would open. It was either this path or this path. I think this path was easier. Most people wanted that one. I think that sword is, or that Magatama is for like axe and sword. I don't remember. Ah, yeah, they have these like little creepy Gokiburi things. They're hella strong. They're like these like ox spider things. They're so gross. I mean, I guess a lot of these like mobs look pretty gross, but maybe you don't feel bad for killing them then because they look ugly. Oh, I forgot what element you need to hit this guy. You need a specific element. I cannot remember. Oh, no, there was an item that you used. Oh yeah, and he does a ton of damage. I don't remember what you hit him with. Maybe it was Earth? Hmm. Okay, well, I'm over it. He disappears, but if you can kill him, he drops like a ton of money and some items. And away we go! Alright, so I'm just going to use Miyamoto here, and you'll see why she's broken. And you could just spam that all day. And you had, of course, other moves. It's just that everyone really spammed that single move because it was the best. Oh yes, and she also had buffs. Just straight up completely broken. She had so many different moves. Alright, she also had a splashing move. Okay, what else does she have? Oh, yes. Nothing but the best character. It's just absolutely broken. This move here was insane. It did so much damage and it travels super far and it just goes through a ton of enemies. Anyway, so yeah, as you can see, there's like money and some recipe dropped. I think that's a Odachi, like a great sword. And then what you're really looking forward to is right here. This chest would very often drop a material or a Magatama recipe. I forgot which one it was. That was really important. And you really... Okay, so blue drops, are considered a rare drop in this game. So you'd want a specific rare drop. That name doesn't ring a bell. I don't think that's it, but you would farm this dungeon over and over and over and over for those materials. Experience-wise, it was okay, but I guess if you were spamming the dungeon, then it was probably worth your time. And yeah, for about a year, this was the end game content. It was, at the time, the longest break in content in Onigiri history. The part in Kaga, I believe, where everyone was waiting for that door to open, like to Echigo. It was like a few months, I think, a couple months. But yeah, this one was about a year that it took for them to finally release this section, or the next section of the game to us, which we're gonna head to right now. So after that, I think the point in the story right now is we're still chasing Satan, and there's like a miasma, and you have to go to the moon to develop a Magatama so that the miasma wouldn't affect you, so on and so forth. And you would have to chase him all the way to the end of this highway. I don't remember if people farmed... Oh, there was a dungeon you had to farm in order to fight him. So I think you needed to farm the dungeon here and maybe this one. They dropped a different orb. You needed a light and a dark orb in order to open the pathway, or like the gate to Satan. A little crystal here. The depths. It's here, I believe. Let's see. I think for something like this, Miyamoto's totally fine to use, but for a giant target, single target, I'm gonna go with Gawain here. Oh man. I don't know if I can clear this efficiently on my own. I only got an S on this. I'm gonna do hard and see how that goes. In story mode, it wasn't like difficult. You got like a weaker version, and you got so these characters have divinity forms that you can summon. I don't remember how to switch to their divinity forms. I think I have one of them on my other character, but oh, this is the best music in the game. In fact, I'm gonna turn it up for this fight and just let it rock. Okay, I won't talk for the fight. I'll just let the music rock and you guys can enjoy the fight. All right. I got hit a lot. Not gonna lie, I totally forgot what his attacks were. A lot of them were blockable. You could parry them. You probably saw me take some of this alcohol during the fight. This one reduces my cooldown. This one makes it so if I get hit for a fatal blow, this one's the same thing. If I get hit for a fatal blow, I don't die and I recover 10 HP. This one gives me 500 HP. None of them procced, which is good. I guess that means I wasn't going to die. Like, at no point was I going to die, because none of them procced. These are two different ones. You can't stack the same one, which is why it has like this cross over it, which means I can't take it again. There's a drunkenness meter, and some of these cups have different effects. So like Chidori, makes it so my cooldowns are reduced, and putting it in this cup, I think doubles the alcohol rate that I get drunk, but it increases the effectiveness, I believe. Um, so that's the first time that I felt that I needed to use alcohol. The reason that fight took a little bit longer is because you need dark moves to hurt Lucifer. You can see that this is my dark sword here. And I was pretty much forced to use this move here, which consumes a ton of durability, which is why it's about to break. And I used my bow a lot for when I couldn't really hit him up close. And also I have dark moves on my bow. Unfortunately, Gawain died. That's mostly my fault because I couldn't hit Lucifer enough to build up the meter. I should have been able to, but you know, maybe if I had a little more practice, or if I tried to remember his attack pattern or rotation, then I could probably use Gawain in the fight. Gawain wouldn't have been like extremely useful because of all the movement that Lucifer does with all the dashing, and her main element is light, which is also not very effective against Lucifer. But all those super long iframes, and when he's like sort of standing there, like as you can see, he has like pools on the floor. You can block in with a certain rhythm, and you can parry all those hits. But Gawain would have just iframed through that and just continuously hit him. But unfortunately, I wasn't good enough. But I was able to clear it on my own. Hell mode, I don't think I have the durability or the moves to necessarily clear it on my own. And again, you cannot repair weapons outside or inside a dungeon. You have to go to Yoshitsune. So if your weapon breaks, that's game over. Well, not game over, but like that's the end of the run there. Unless you have like a spare weapon. Oh, this guy. This is who you give like the orbs to enter, but I think it's like a special version of that dungeon. I don't remember how the orb thing works with that dungeon. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Repair my stuff, and now we go to the moon, exactly where Dogecoin is. I believe that island that we went to that you used to farm money came before the moon, but I don't remember the relevance of the island, but I'm pretty sure it came before the moon. We just call it the moon because that's what it is. This is more of Kaguya's story. Kaguya is this chick here. She's like the moon goddess, like rabbit goddess or whatever. You know, Japanese folklore, Kaguya. Who had backstories? So we had backstories for Shizuka, Yoshitsune, Miroku. People that had like alternate transformations, like this guy, Momotaro turned into Ashura, he turned into Kaguya. Susanoo and Amaterasu did not have their god forms. Like, they, I guess, never got their backstories. So I think we went down the line in terms of like who got their alternate forms. Yoshitsune's form was really cool. I don't remember. And then Yankoro, I'm sure. Special yeah. Okay, so here we go. This is Momotaro. He turned into Asura. Ibaraki turned into Kirin. This is Kaguya. This is who she turned into. I think the most fun is hands down Kirin. She's like a melee fighter, and she was so dope. It was almost like a new class because of how much fun she was. And then over here, we have... here we go. Sort of the three first main partners. You have Venus. I guess these are all goddesses. Venus for Lady Shizuka. Miroku is Siegfried, and Valkyrie was Yoshitsune. She was also really fun to use. She was like ice and holy. Venus is funny. She had like a Kamehameha, so it was like really strong. But yeah, we never got to Amaterasu and Susanoo. I mean, technically they're already gods as they are, but yeah. we didn't even get to the point in the story where, like, some people you could max their friendships. Like 30 was max, but you know you're 25. But uh, there was no story in which you could advance their friendships. And again, that's like the downfall of this game. This game just ran out of content, didn't produce it fast enough, and just kept putting out partners. Like, yeah, these partners are cool. I loved the partners. Like, Sasuke was cool. I didn't really care for Himiko, Zuna. Usagi is alright. Takeda Shingen's okay as well. I like Luna, but I can see why she's not very good. Um, but yeah, I mean, these partners are cool. Mounts are. I don't even know what Leviathan is. Like, this is too much. It's too much. Like, you can see I can walk around with an entourage, and it was just completely useless. She was funny because she's like a JK, like a high schooler, like just, you know, Gyaru. She's kind of fun to use. I have her on my other character as well. When I switch to that, we'll do a little bit of gameplay with a different class so you can see, and I'll bring out these other partners that I do have on that character. But it's just way too much, and I didn't even mention these ones, like sort of like the B tier or alternate partners that you could swap into. Mounts and assists and partners is too much for literally no content to do. You hit the same mob over and over again with a different character. Sure, that might be fun for a little bit of time, but it can only do so much. So I'm gonna let this music rock as well. I love the background music for this place, and we're going to head to the next dungeon. It's mostly story mode from here on out. There weren't a lot of dungeons to grind, except for this dungeon here at the center. Kaguya's Home, or Palace of Rain, for like a really rare item. Only the top players would do that dungeon on like the challenge mode. I never really did it because I didn't need that item. It didn't interest me. But this is sort of the end of the end game content right here. So we'll explore some of the dungeons. There was one dungeon that people farmed for... maybe it was a weapon material. I don't think it was Magatama. But I'm going to turn up the volume for the music, let it rock, and yeah. absolutely love the background music. The background music in that place was unique, as well as the Fight with Lucifer music. Definitely, in my opinion, the best soundtracks in this game. So these dungeons here, I believe people did Dew Creek. I think that was the dungeon to do on the moon. Or maybe, I think there was also a dungeon here in Sea of Serenity that people would do for the materials. Let's go check it out. It's a really long dungeon. I'm not sure I can do it on my own because of durability, not survivability. As you can see in the Lucifer dungeon, even though it was really low, the Chiami Magatama that I have allows me to heal on a critical hit. This is one of the reasons, again, why clerics and supports were phased out, is because with staffs and sort of self-healing, you didn't need a support class. But I think later, like towards the end, people phased out of the Chiami and used their staff, and then they gave themselves like healing. There's like a move that also does an AoE heal that you could use. So people would do that, or they would go in groups and they would have this gear, which heals for a lot, and they would just heal each other. But yes, this is the dungeon that most people would do, Lycus Mortis. So let's go ahead and give that dungeon a whirl. I got an S on Hell mode, so I'm gonna go ahead and do hard mode and hope that I have enough durability. I don't think I have enough durability for this. I might even have to be, or I might be forced to use Miyamoto here, because Miyamoto's broken. And I guess you'll get like a little view of what endgame content was like. It's not like most games, it's not like it's super hard, but you know, the mobs have like a lot more health. That's what made it difficult. Okay. I'll show you how broken this move is. Broken. So broken. Look at that cooldown. It cost me nothing to cast, and it's just... Miyamoto made this game so easy. Okay. Damage, you can get around really quickly. Just absolutely broken character. This room was really difficult to do because these slimes, they're really tanky unless you have a certain element. I'm saying that now, but you needed, maybe it was ice. I don't really remember, but on Hell mode, they're really tanky, and what we are forced to do is we were forced to sort of kite them along. So like we would just run in circles, and these guys would just kind of chase after us. Oh, there's a frozen effect. It's kind of funny on these aliens. Their hitbox is huge. Like they're not actually that, you know, enormous, but it's not lightning or holy. Maybe it was ice. Ice looks pretty effective. Oh, I should switch to Miyamoto. Save durability. Make it faster. have to go here first. Clear out this room. Okay. And then later I might switch to Gawain just for the boss fight. I don't remember the boss fight in this dungeon. I I feel like the boss fight is not too far away. I'm gonna switch to Gawain. Ouch, that is loud. Okay, so I was right. I remember there like being a portion where you have to like backtrack. I just thought of like a really interesting dungeon that was the boss fight where like if you damage a wolf to like 50%, like it summons like a clone of itself, and like that dungeon was kind of fun because then like you'd have to have like two people. You didn't have to, but it was like a lot more effective if you had two people to fight each boss, and they were weak to different elements. That was back in Oshu Highway. It was one of the other dungeons that people farmed for a rare material. Okay. Oh. Oh, that was not effective. Yikes. So these swords are the same as these swords, except I never finished building these. The final tier would have looked something like this, with this effect, but I stopped playing the game before I even finished building these. I figured good enough. I didn't want to farm it because it was just the same thing over and over again. And I believe that's all for backtracking. I should be able to advance now. Was it down here? I don't... A little... Oh, okay, it was. This is the path. Okay. Oh. That should be it. Yup. I believe we're almost at the boss. This should be the last little cluster of things to hit before the boss. Oh, I didn't want to use that one. Unfortunately, that's like the only like sword skill. I think there are Ogi that give you dark, but that's like the only viable dark skill on sword that you can use. So even though it's really strong, it costs a lot of durability. So, and that's how you would get like that extra bonus, because these are dark swords, so you get like bonus dark damage because it's a dark move. Oh, I remember this. Oh, dang. Okay, this boss is kind of boring. It was like you didn't fight this guy, you just tried to live by like dodging these like fireballs that like came out. It was, oh man, so boring. And then like you hit these things. I might just like leave this dungeon just because it's just not fun to watch and is not fun to even perform. I'll be honest with you guys. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave. This is not fun. Dew Creek was also a pretty popular one. I feel like I have to repair before going to try Dew Creek. I think Dew Creek was also part of story mode that you had to do. So I guess I don't mind doing that. And that's really the trip around Onigiri. Those are some of the most popular dungeons. I've taken you to all the towns. I guess from here on out, I'll be doing some dungeons. I don't know who that spirit riding that turtle is. That's a partner that was probably out after I quit the game. But you can see, like, it had so much potential. These towns used to be full of people, and you know, the gameplay was fun. It was pretty simple, and I guess, like, I truly loved this game. It was great. I'm sad to see it go, but I can see why it had to go. This game, if they had pushed more content, then maybe it would have worked out. I can only hope that, you know, more content comes out on the other versions of the game. I think this game's available like on Switch and Steam. I don't want to pick it back up like on Steam because they do not transfer, because the PC version was independent from like Steam and Switch, like the content. I don't think that those platforms are this far ahead. Maybe you can do the Moon, but I think last year they released like 10 minutes worth of story mode. But I don't even know if I can go to this. How do I don't remember how to set markers anymore. Like, you can turn that on and off. But yeah. That's it. That's the end of Onigiri. I don't want to start from scratch is what I'm saying and build all the way up. I know what to do. I know what's the most efficient. Go this way. But at the same time, I don't want to do it all over again just to reach the exact same point. Like, I've done the dungeons hundreds, if not thousands of times. You know, it's I don't want to do it all over again. And for people that are maybe watching this to see what this game was like, if you've never tried it before and this game looks fun to you, then go ahead and give it a try. Some things I don't know if they do on Steam. For example, in PC, they gave a lot of OC, like events and whatever, towards the end of the game's life because the game was dying out pretty quickly. And they needed something to keep people playing, and one of those things was OC, so you could like sort of roll for these cash shop items. So it was easier to get these Ogi that you see here. And people also like sold weapons with these Ogi on them, and you can extract them, and you can pull them into little skill cards. Like, as you can see here, you can pull them into cards and put them on any weapon that you want, as long as, you know, it fit for that weapon type. Yeah. It was easier to get skills that you wanted towards the end. But I don't know if it's like that for the other platforms. But it might be hard to get some of the Ogi that you would want. There's a lot more in the game than when I first started. So there's definitely more variety to be had. in terms of skills, there are a few extra skills, but not many, because a lot of the skills came from like events and like people's special skill character. So for example, I don't think I have those particular those particular skill cards. Oh, I do. I have like one. So these like with names on them. Some of these skills were actually incredible. Like they were unique and they were super good. But they came from events and like nowhere else. So if you didn't get them, then that's, you know, kind of tough luck. There's nothing you can do, and there's still nothing you can do to get them. I probably don't need Gawain for this. Oh, I got frozen. Oh, butterfly Magatama. I don't think that's a good one. Kinda want to pick it up just to see. Gawain's not the best for this dungeon, but I'll keep Gawain just for the final boss, because I don't remember what the final boss is, and it's always, I think it's safer for me to use Gawain for a final boss, unless like the boss is like someone that spawns a bunch of stuff. I kind of want to pick this up. I don't remember how good it is. What is this? Hell no. Alright, quick overview for Magatama. Chakra is how much, I guess how heavy an item is. So 58 chakra is a lot. Okay, let's see what this is. I picked it up, right? Should have. Oh, there it is. Slice, Sword Affinity. Oh, okay. Affinity Magatama. Okay, so as you level up, you get like more chakra. This is your chakra, and as you can see, 58 was like a third. It was about a third of my weight, which is insane. And every time you like add an enhancement, it adds more chakra or weight to that Magatama, which makes it heavier to use, which makes that Magatama pretty doo-doo. Like, it's cool for like hybrid classes, but there are definitely better options than that one if you want to use like a hybrid class. Oh, just out of range. I was confident that would kill. I think we're almost at the boss room. I think. If not, there's like one more room. Ow. Jiggling meat? That's why bow is really useful. Oh, if somebody walks out of your range after you've already shot while they are within range, it'll still hit them, which is useful. Take this! Ooh, another Magatama. It's a little hard to see with all the stuff on the ground, but it's a noticeable color. Usugetsu. Probably another affinity Magatama. Dog Magatama. Oh, this is one of the cooldown things I was talking about. That's just so you can spam skills. Another skill force Magatama. Let me just get rid of this. Pick this one up just to see what this does. Then we'll continue on our way. Wand affinity. Okay, interesting. You get skill force and affinity. A little bit better than the other one I picked up. Oops. Again, affinity increases like your base attack, like your proficiency with the weapon. So it's good to have a lot of affinity, but you also want skill force. Something that people did for this part to cheese this was they would run down here, sort of attract all the aliens, kind of like this, and then whoa, when people weren't geared enough for this, they would just come up here and shoot their skills. These skills go through the floor. And then for stragglers that were smart and used the stairs, the rest of the team would sort of like gang initiate that guy. We just kind of step on him, beat him up. But for the most part, especially when doing like hell mode, this is what people would do, is that they would just stand up here and spam their skills. But I actually don't need to do that. I just figured I'd show you guys all the cheese tactics. Okay, and you would sort of pick up the items that you want or need. Who's alive? Oh, he's got a gun. He's got a gun. Nothing. So we move on. I believe this is the boss room. We'll know if the music changes. Yes, this is classic boss music. Who am I fighting? Oh, that's right. Okay, so I made the right choice. Again, Gawain is just way safer. We just go ahead and give myself some buffs. Here we go. Single buff. I'll just iframe through that move there, because why not? That guy already died. Gosh, quit moving. Let me kill you. Just a literal pimp slap. That's a giant explosion. Oh man, Gawain. I think I absolutely could have done that one on hell mode. That one didn't seem so bad. But yeah, that's the power of Gawain. Really, really powerful for large. Oh, yes, clear rewards. Those came later, those clear rewards, and sometimes those clear rewards give you rare items. But I prefer Gawain for big bosses like that. Those iframes are way too juicy. And when standing still, and they just sit there and eat the hits. So Gawain is really great. I'm going to miss Gawain the most, I think. I love Gawain to death. Oops. I'm going to take a look at Gawain's profile real quick, just to show off my grill. It's her profile. Super cool. If you want, you can pause the video right here just to read a little bit about her. Then we'll take a look at what her character sort of looks like in the gacha. I know there's like a Gawain in like Fate, but not this Gawain. I really like the design of this Gawain. music rock. Alright, there's this music. Gawain in number 2. Is number 2? Yep, top of number 2. Because she's definitely like one of the more popular characters. Oda was really strong. Gawain was really strong. Miyamoto, obviously very strong. Sasuke was okay. Not bad. And Valkyrie was really strong. She had like a cooldown reduction and like healing, I think. Venus is not bad too. But all the partners are pretty strong, as you can see. Even like tier 2, like these characters, like they were strong on their own as well. But some were just clearly better than others. And you know, I'm gonna miss you, Gawain. Other than that, that's really the point of story, or I guess that's really the end of story. That's where our journey ended years ago. And that's where our journey ends once more, here in the world of Onigiri. This guy's a quest that I've completed. What do you want? That's loud. I can't actually accept this because, fortunately, my inventory is full. So, you keep your stupid marble, sir. Yeah. So, now, what I'll do is I'll do random dungeons. I'll switch to my other character and show you sort of that class. It's a hybrid of wand and spear, which is cool. I didn't plan on doing this kind of video, but the fact that I'm a hybrid lets me show you more classes without actually having to change anything. I could probably use like whatever OC I have to buy like people's items in the shops and show you the other classes, but I think I'm only proficient in the classes that I remember playing, so I don't think I have the wherewithal to show you how to do or play other classes. And here, as you can see, I'm supposed to talk to Kaguya to advance the story, but never included. So that ends the journey through the world of Onigiri. I'll do some dungeons. Maybe I'll play with a friend, get them back before, before the servers close. See if they want to play a few dungeons. See what dungeons we can do. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed everything that I've shown so far. Maybe I'll include a few dungeons from other areas just to sort of show off other parts of the maps that I might have missed, or other dungeons just to show the diversity. Maybe even dungeons that I didn't actually touch because they had no relevance. But yeah, so ends our story, our journey. Goodbye, Onigiri, and wherever you are in the big wide world. We'll catch you guys next time.